do you still watch music videos all the way through?
Making content and making a video are two different things.
Music videos are dead. You think your audience is seeing everything you're posting, but they're not.
Is there even a way to even do that anymore?
Bro, have no shame in posting your art as many times as you want. Who fucking cares?
All right, welcome back to the No Late Fees podcast. My name is Tom.
My name is Jake.
Yeah, and today I think we're going to dive into a little bit of
Hot topic.
Our backstory a little bit. For those that don't know, I met Jake on a set. It's a music video for a group called Radical Something, which are Radical Nothing right now. I don't think they exist anymore. But that,
bro.
no, shout out
Wow.
Loggy. But yeah, that band just does not exist, and I think that kind of speaks to a little bit of what we're going to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the core of today's topic, which might be a hot button topic for some people might disagree, some people will agree. I personally think, and this is what we're going to discuss, music videos in 2025 are just currently are dead. I don't think music videos are a smart financial decision for music artists in today's day and age, unless you are someone like Beyonce, Drake, Childish Gambino, Taylor Swift, etc. I think if you're any sort of artist beyond them, mid-tier, low-tier, indie tier, it just doesn't make sense to put a bunch of money into the production of a music video and instead focus on like short-form content or getting other creators or influencers to make content using your music. And I just feel like, yeah, music videos are dead, but we came up shooting music videos. That was our bread and butter. That was our livelihood. That's how we have built our careers and why we have the businesses that we have now. So I also owe my life and career to music videos. And I remember I said this 2 years ago. Maybe it wasn't that long ago, but I said this 2 years ago. I went online and I was like, music videos are dead. And I caught a bunch of flack for it. Even someone like Calmatic, and people like that, directors came at me and was like, bro, you're wrong. And it's the people that were saying I'm wrong, either A, didn't want to acknowledge that or could see the changing times, or two, are people that worked with those major artists doing these big music videos, and then they're obviously going to have a different outlook. But yeah, I mean, I think I feel kind of strongly about this topic as someone who has companies that does marketing to try and drive revenue and sell a product. Very similar, artists are selling a product. That product is their music. And how do you generate revenue in a smart financial way? And I just think currently music videos are not the way to go about it.
In that same analogy, if an artist is trying to sell their product, which is streams or people listening to it, it would be like us as a business using a carrier pigeon or using a mailer or a billboard. There's way better techniques to get eyes on your product. And in the same way, a music video was probably that form of marketing. In the same way back then, a mailer or a little thing on a windshield wiper was the way you got awareness out. Now you just use Meta or Facebook ads. So I'm sure the artists, they're kind of getting a new tool where it's vertical, it's TikTok, it's making reels, it's making content. And I think what's really interesting, which I agree, just for the record on this take, I do think it's our music video is dead. Yes, with a little asterisk next to it. And the yes with the asterisk is I think they are dead in the same way, in the way that they once were. They'll never be the same.
Right.
We started doing videos at a very interesting time because before we were doing videos, they used to be making 300K Michael Jackson Thriller videos. We came into an interesting time where they were really cheap to shoot. You could get a prosumer camera, T2i, 7D, and make music videos for very cheap. That was a very interesting time to become a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And now we're on the other end where there's this new interesting thing, which is no longer shooting on cameras,
but cell
and
phones.
making 16:9 YouTube videos that live on Vivo and YouTube. And it's actually a different format and a different app. So there's always going to be shifts. And I think right now we're recognizing there is a shift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, and again, we're all going to have different perspectives, but when's the last time you really watched a music video online and shared it with your friends and it made an impact or went crazy viral and spread? I think now artists need to look at music videos more of a passion branding thing. Like hey, like I love this song, I have an idea for it that I want to get out into the world, and they use it as a way to market and brand themselves as an artist more than just trying to like promote and sell a song. And so, but I still think that really applies to like the bigger artists. Like if you're an indie artist
Kendrick, Drake, Beyonce, Taylor.
Exactly. And if you're an indie artist coming up, to even spend 10-15 grand on whether it's your own money or maybe you're with a small label for a music video that's then going to go and get 20,000 views, if that, like I just don't think it's smart. And you'd be better spent like, making a bunch of short form pieces of content and or contracting other people that maybe have some influence to make pieces of content using your song, or just doing some sort of like interesting guerrilla marketing campaign where you get all these people to like use your song in exchange for something. I don't know. I just don't think music videos are a smart way in 2025 moving forward to like build a successful music career.
And it's I guess a little sad for me personally, because really what lit the spark for me to really chase filmmaking and move down to Los Angeles was on the heels of working with music video directors in the Bay Area and coming down here, going to film school, linking with you, like literally having like a 5-year run where we were doing so many music videos. Like we cut our teeth on music videos. And I think that's why we wanted to talk about this topic, because for us to acknowledge the changing of the times, as someone, this isn't like us arbitrarily speaking on something we know nothing about. Like we literally built our businesses and careers on the backs of music videos.
If you go on my YouTube channel, you could probably find 30 plus videos, maybe more, with over 1 million views, 30 million, 20 million, 15 million, 12 million. Like that was a time where an indie artist could get those views, but now there's just so much content. It's being consumed in such a different way. Short form content didn't exist like that. Now you have people just scrolling on shorts and TikTok, and you can't have a music video in that format. You have to, a music video exists in pulling it up on YouTube on your laptop to watch that music video. And even if you do like resize it to fit within a YouTube short in your full 16:9, like the chances that someone with the attention span that you have now just sitting and watching a full music video while on their phone in the Instagram app as they're swiping, it's not going to happen.
I'm guilty of it, and I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. There's times that you, Marshall, will send me a video like, bro, check this out. Very few and far between, like you're saying.
Right.
But there's even times where I'm like, okay, this is kind of a slow little intro. Song hasn't started. It's a little slow dolly. I'll just hit the little 15, if you tap the side of YouTube. I'm like, yo, like, we're and it's like, oh my God, I'm catching myself like, dang, like even my attention span's not there anymore.
Music videos need to be looked at as like fan service, right? Like I think
like building lore, building the
so like literally fan service. Like if you're an artist and you've got a fan base, you should make the music video not only for yourself because you want to make it and it's an idea you want to get out, but to like service the fans. But you should not look at it as a way of like, this is how I'm gonna get discovered and go viral and make money.
You know who did a perfect job of this? And I know it's unfair to mention him because I think it's like the one of the few people who can get away with this. The Not Like Us Kendrick video, what he did is there's so many little moments where he's like hopscotching, right? And doesn't like, now the fans, to your point, are like, oh, he's hopscotching because this lyric, and now the fans are connecting, oh, he's doing push-ups in this scene, and the fans are like all internet sleuthing, like, oh, because like it was during the beef, right? So it was so smart to do a video that had these little visual Easter eggs, like, and I think that's like where a video maybe really did make the most sense.
Well, 100%. I think that leads me into kind of my next point is like, you should also do the music video on a song that like is gaining traction or pops. Like you should not just be like, I like this song, it's not out yet, I'm going to spend all this money making a music video and release a music video with the song. No, like you should wait to see what catches, make pieces of short form content surrounding that song, and maybe you think it's going to be hit and it's not, but then there's this one song you do put out and you make some pieces of content behind, or it catches wind and like it blows up, then you make a music video for that song and you service the fans who obviously like that song. They like what is being said, they like it, and then you go and like, cool, what do I want to make to just further expand on this song, this world?
Yeah.
I think that's how it should be looked at. Whereas like, I don't think that's always been the case. I think an artist like has a single or a song they really like, they get a budget from their label to put together a music video and they kind of put it out simultaneously. And yeah, like you said, long gone are the days of these, well, not, I mean, this still exists for some bigger artists, but yeah, you're not having
Yeah.
the 500K music videos like that anymore.
And if they are, it's like a Drake video where like he can just afford to like, I think the Nokia video, like I remember reading something on Twitter where it's like, yeah, he got like IMAX cameras, spent like 400 or 500K, and it was just like,
Yeah.
and like you said, that video, cool, saw it, came and went. A week later, no one was talking about that video.
I think Sam sent it to me and I watched it and I was like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
And then on to the next thing.
And
Like,
it's like longer the days where like, at least for me, this, everyone's probably has their own version of this. For me though, when we were coming up, there was a couple videos where like it, like I feel like captured the cultural like zeitgeist, like everyone was sharing it. And for me, that video was like, This Is America,
yeah.
that Donald Glover video, or Childish Gambino, where it's through the warehouse and he like shoots that one I'm like, this is insane, technically insane, but like, wow, this is a good video. You know what I mean? And like that, I feel like did its rounds. I think it got video of the year. It was like DM shared. It was like that one was what people were talking about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But do you think that happens anymore?
I don't think so. I mean, I want to, I guess this is where I can like have some context. I'm not actively shooting videos, so I
Correct.
don't know
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
can like speak to it to the full effect, but I do consume media. And as someone who tries to stay culturally aware and like watch videos that people send me and stuff, I'm not really getting, hasn't been a video that's like done its rounds where I'm like, oh shoot.
Okay, question for the chat. If you're watching this video, do you still watch music videos all the way through? Do you actively search for music videos? If someone sends you a music video, do you watch it? Like, do you genuinely consume full music videos and like look forward to that? I would be curious. Let us know in the comments below.
When's the last time you've watched a full from 0-0 playhead to the final of like an actual video,
Actually, recently, the MGK cliche video, just because people were talking about it nonstop online just because they didn't know how to feel about it. Like, is this corny? Is this weird? Like, what is MGK doing? And so I watched that one start to finish just because of the discourse that was happening around it. And I think that is like an anomaly, right? Like, even that video with all that discourse and people talking about it on Twitter and Threads, what is MGK doing? Eminem's laughing at at him right now for this pop shift or this or that. And like, still it has like 5 million views, which like, dude, Mr. Beast, Marquez Brownlee will put out an update about a video about a new iPhone and get 20 million views. Like, so it's like our music. Yeah. I just don't think,
you know what I think it is? Our eyeballs have way more things are vying for our attention. Like for where cause like, think about it, right? When you're growing up, the only place you could consume media really was a television or the movie theater, and then music videos simultaneously, MTV, like was on the TV. And then there's like the advent of like YouTube, which is when we kind of enter the space, and you have like artists and like Vivo, and there was all these there was a big push towards like music videos going on YouTube. And now I feel like the domain in which we're watching content and consuming it is vertical on social media, on YouTube Shorts, Reels, TikTok. And it's like, music videos for the most part are 16:9. So you're kind of locked into, I hate to say it, an older format that really isn't like being widely consumed. Unless you're like making, which people do, 9:16 vertical videos, but like, I don't know. That's just not the same in my opinion. Those are two different things. Making content and making a video are two different things. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, the way people can like back even when we were first started, like I'll say like when we're doing all of our music videos and coming up through, even just like high school and college, like I watched music videos, and I think partly that's because of like the path I wanted to go. I want to be a music video director, and I was directing and doing videos myself, so I'm watching them, but I also found it as a form of entertainment. But now it's like, if I have downtime, I'm more so just scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm not like on YouTube like, oh, what videos can I watch, or what music videos. And so I don't know if it's, again, maybe we're just on a kind of have a different life experience now, and maybe there's a lot of people that still watch music videos. But I think that there's truth in the numbers. If you look at the data, the analytics, and just like what's capturing people's attention right now and what's making the most money for artists and just entertainment, it's not music videos on YouTube. But maybe I could be wrong. That's my opinion.
There was one time though, I think you told me it was like a deal you had worked out with like an artist where he didn't have any budget, and like I remember you shared some, I don't know the data or the analytics.
So this is
on the screen.
This is what's crazy of like how I made money coming up as a music video director, is like the artists that I was working with early on, I made a deal with them where it was just like, hey, you don't have to pay me for your music video, but the video, that I shoot and direct, it's going to go on my YouTube channel. And then my YouTube channel started to get really popular and grow in traction, and we were getting, millions of views on we drop a video to get 1 million views in a couple days or whatever. And there's many videos on my YouTube channel, music videos, where I made $15,000
just from the YouTube revenue,
just from one video, just from the revenue of that video getting
Which,
no way would be a good example. That video to this day I think has 15 million views. If I were to go into my channel dashboard and go look at the lifetime of what that video has earned, I think it's like $16,000. So that's how I was like making my money, is just like,
damn, bro.
that deal that I worked out with him. But I had the foresight to understand, like, yeah, like I'm gaining traction, like, and that's how I'll make my money. I could see that there was opportunity to make money via like getting all of these views.
That's actually kind of cool. I say this because when you told me that, I never really knew the exact number, and that's insane. But what's cool is instead of just taking like the short come bump of like, oh cool, I made $1,000 off this video onto the next, it's like to have I
was investing in myself.
Yeah. And like, I guess, is there even a way to even do that anymore? I mean, like how bring that into 2025, and you like are offered the same thing, like to partner with an artist, maybe Kyle. Like, is there even ways to like kind of prolong? And
I don't think so. The only other person who's been able to do that, I think, is Cole Bennett with Lyrical Lemonade. But I think other than that, like every other artist nowadays wants to build their own brand, their own channel, their own thing. And so like you would have to like,
even the artist that you're talking about, I think, didn't he claim a lot of those, and now he does his own thing?
Yeah, like I don't make money off those videos anymore because they've been claimed and whatnot. But like, yeah, I came in at a time where like I had built like kind of this opportunity for those artists to like get free videos and get seen. And I had people that wanted to, be a part of that YouTube channel, and like all the music videos that were being posted there, like people wanted to be a part of the Buff Nerds and get some of that attention that came with being posted on that YouTube channel. And I was able to swing that, and it worked out really well in my favor. Yeah. Versus like, yeah, making $1,000 off of directing a video, one-time fee, it's over. So like I played the long game. It worked out. It could have not worked out, but it did. But like, that's how, I kind of made my money and built my career in the music video space. And then you met me when I moved to LA and continued to do that for a bit. And we were directing those music videos, some of which were going on that YouTube channel. But then it got to a point where, those artists and like the times changed where everyone wanted their own thing, and they didn't want to be a part of like this, Jake's thing or this. They wanted to build their own brand, their own channel,
their video would be like you working out, and they're probably like, oh, I'd rather just live on my own thing. Honestly, I want to hear you finish that thought, but we got to thank today's sponsor, which is Prism Lens Effects. We essentially make in-camera effects filters, prisms, handhelds. I mean, shoot, whatever you need to kind of get that little in-camera look you're going for. Obviously, you can come shop in store here in Los Angeles, or you could buy online at prismlenseffects.com.
You can save 15% off your next order with code NLF15. No late fees 15. NLF15, 15% off your next order. Shout out to Prism Lens Effects for sponsoring this podcast. And back to the episode.
I guess to kind of like zoom out a little bit, and it would be fun for anyone watching, listening to like also interject your version of this. What was the video you saw coming up at the right time, right when you picked up your camera, where you're like, you know what, like, dude, this video fucking rocks. This video is awesome. That like made you really just chase it, and it lit a fire. Like for me personally, and I kind of mentioned on a previous episode, like Colin Tilley, coming from the Bay, was one of the more kind of like GOAT music video directors. I would imagine he's still doing videos now, but he had done a video for me. I think it was Chris Brown in the LA River, all black and white. That was it.
Yeah.
Because I remember he kind of made the leap, like, yo, I'm leaving the Bay, and like went to Los Angeles. And like at the time I wanted to move to LA, and I see this video, iconic black and white LA River. I mean, if I pull up the video now, it's probably not even that crazy, but then I was like, yo, like, you know what I mean? So
one of those early videos that probably kicked it for me, like, I don't know exactly which one it was, but one that just kind of sticks out is like Mac Miller, Kool-Aid and frozen pizza. Them walking around New York, and like some of the colors in that, and just like the camera gliding around, like, and I just know it was shot with like a little DSLR. Dude. I just remember going like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And kind of did it,
For sure, man.
So
that was, dude, that was such a fun little era. And that's, I don't want to sound like, oh man, these two guys are just salty and they're not even in the industry anymore.
We probably feel like,
no, I mean, it's just, I guess for us, like having been in that like pocket for so long, And it's just interesting to like kind of see like where we're at in life. Like I maybe am not the biggest consumer of music videos, but I also don't think I'm alone in that. I just think that's like
Yeah.
that's different. And I think like the conversation we're having is kind of actually more because we're friends with a lot of like artists and stuff.
Yeah.
Where like I don't think labels are gonna give 100 grand to a music video. They're probably thinking, let's give 15 to this. These let's do a dance thing. Yeah, like it's just different
I have
now.
an
You know what I
artist,
mean?
I won't name him, but he's got an album that he's working on coming out with. He's gonna get like an indie distribution deal, and I think like that distribution label or company, whatever, is gonna give him like $100,000 to like distribute this project, and
Which is a loan, right?
basically, and like a portion of that 100, not all of it, is gonna go towards like video content, marketing,
Mm.
whatever. And so like it's going to be ultimately up to him of how much he wants to spend of that. I would imagine it's not going to be 25 grand
Oh
of it
no.
to just like, so it's like out of that 100K, which has got to go towards many aspects of this album and the rollout and the promotion and everything. Maybe a fifth of that goes to like video content. And so like, yeah, now he has to make the decision. Okay. Like, do I do like one music video for like 10,000 and then maybe spend a few grand on like some short form pieces of content, or like he's going to have to make that decision of like how that, gets divvied up to promote, this
Yeah.
album, this release. And that's like an interesting thing, like to think about. Is like, yeah, how do you spend that money? What's the best way to spend that money to try and get as many people to listen to your music as possible? Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. Even thinking back to the archives of like videos that we did that like just never came out, which furthers, I think, our point where it's like so many resources. It's like going like all in on black on roulette. It's like, it's kind of because I think the idea of doing content, at least now, like you're kind of diversifying or like you're diversifying your risk. You make 10 reels and 9 of them suck, but 1 of them hits. Cool. Now that one thing, but like if you put all your budget, I'm just thinking of that Ben Sherloy video. I would imagine that was like 25 to 30 back
I think it
then.
was like 25K.
And it was like never came out because of other like politics. But like, dude, a lot of resources and time went into this one thing that artist never even put out. You know what I mean? That happens so much, like just ends up in like post purgatory. You know what I mean? It's just like, I also feel like people are considering that. You know what I mean? It's their.
I think one piece of advice I would give to like any indie artist too is like, if you do a music video and you're going to spend your own money, maybe you spend 5 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand, whatever it is, whatever amount of money that it is. Obviously, like you can pull like short, like chop down the music video into like maybe some more bite-sized short form pieces of content, which you should do, as well as posting the main thing on YouTube. But you should really think about documenting and filming the behind the scenes of it with like phone content and making 10 to 20 short form pieces of content where you show what's happening behind the scenes of this thing. It's like, oh, what is bro doing? Putting his head in a fish tank. If you like, did this underwater scene where your head's in a fish tank in the music video, and then you cut to like a 15-second snippet
shot,
of the music video playing and hook people visually with a bunch of short form pieces of content of like you actually filming the thing behind the scenes, and then you let the song and a little chunk and portion of the song and music video like play out. And you do that, you iterate that a bunch of different times and just try and squeeze, that as much as possible to get people to go watch the music video, to listen to the song. Especially like, only probably less than 5% of your audience actually sees what you post nowadays.
You ever see those retention graphs on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like after 30 seconds, like.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even like if I were to go post something and I look at the analytics, like maybe 5% of my followers saw that post. You know what I mean? So like you just kind of always have to be throwing a dart at the dartboard. And there's a lot of people that like post their thing one time and maybe it does well, maybe it doesn't. And they feel like they're being a nuisance or being annoying, just constantly posting their thing. It's like, bro, have no shame in posting your art as many times as you want. Who fucking cares? Just post it. And I think a lot of people get in their head with like, I don't want to seem like overbearing or like corny, not corny, but just like always throwing their thing in front of their face. And I think you have to get over that, and you just have to just constantly post and throw those darts at the dartboard. And you think your audience is seeing everything you're posting, but they're not. So like, just keep. I even just literally like, we made a short film 2 years ago, and I've recently just started, which I posted a ton about. over that time of us having made it right around that time. But like recently over the last week, I've been kind of editing and chopping behind the scenes moments and snippets from that film and reposting it. And it's just gained a whole new life and traction and people are like, yo, this is fire. This is so sick. Cause like over the last 2 years, I've had a lot of new people who follow me, know who I am. Maybe followers back then never even saw that film, but all of a sudden they're seeing this piece of content. I've jumped 1,000 followers in the last like few weeks by just resharing this stuff, and
That's cool.
the film itself has gained a few thousand views on YouTube. Like so, like you just gotta constantly like be throwing stuff out there, and don't be afraid to like revisit old content. Kyle right now has a song, "I Don't Want to Fall in Love," that was big for him back. I want to say even like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I Don't Want to Fall in Love was like 2017 maybe, and just this year it just re-caught on TikTok and is like blowing up again on TikTok.
That's cool.
And now he's making content promoting that song again. Like, why not? Like,
That is
who cares?
actually kind of cool to think about. I guess for me, so this doesn't feel all doom and gloom. Like what I loved, and maybe still do if I was shooting videos, what I loved about music videos was it was, at least at the tier we were at, fairly low stakes in terms of like I could be very creative. I could test a set of lenses that we wanted to test. I could maybe throw a blue gel on this key light. Like it's a video, and people watching the video are fans of the artist and fans of music. So if you make like a off weird
Creative
choice
choice.
creatively as a cinematographer, you're not going to get flamed. But like if you did a short and you make like a cinematography mistake, or did something like where it's like, bro, why is the shot like tilted? Dude, music videos were kind of a playground. Like you could
Right.
do, so it was like a lab. I loved experimenting and actually kind of like in a weird way, like kind of use it like going to the gym. Like it was a creative way to
Yeah.
exercise different techniques, like putting like the little gags we used to do where like we would like handhold the Leco and do the Leco opping and stuff to create like a DIY like DMX like search and follow
Yeah.
light. Like it was so cool to do that. You know what I mean? So I do think it's still, as a creator, as a filmmaker, like maybe a great place to still cut your teeth and get started.
I would agree.
I just think you need to be mindful that like the demand and the budgets are probably even smaller than because when we were getting like 5 to 15, that was kind of the pocket we were in. I don't even know if those really, I mean, they maybe exist, but like probably a lot less. Or it's a music video plus social content, or plus there's other things gonna be like a la carted onto it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, what do you think like in the next few years? Do you think like what's the future of like music videos? What do you think if you can redact like the Kendricks and the Drakes and the superstars, what is like the next wave of indie artists? Like, was it Benson Boone and all these kind of like artists that are kind of like the next generation of like pop? Like, what do you think they're going to do for videos? You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's tough to really say. Like, I think they're going to lean into what's easy, which is little TikTok videos. I mean, the amount of videos that like someone like Benson Boone posts promoting his song on his phone, he can do it in a car, at home, at the airport, in a bathroom, and get millions of plays.
And he doesn't need a director, a cinematographer, an AD, 100K.
100%.
So in a way, it's kind of probably freeing for a lot of these artists and creative people.
I think it's both. I think creatively as an artist, you want to make art, and so it's like it feels like you can't really be who you want to be in terms of that. But like, yeah, maybe there are people that look at it as like, dude, this is great. Like, I don't have to spend all this money and time and go through all this to like get my music out there. So I guess it just depends how you look at it. But I personally think just right now, moving forward, music videos are not a great way of, getting views, attention, making money, and progressing your music career.
To land this plane, just since we did so many videos, what was your favorite music video in terms of the production being fun or just the final output, and your least favorite, wish you were never on that set, wish it never existed? And they could be fairly short answers.
I think my favorite one's the Kyle Tyga Money Now video. I think we had such a fun time making that. It was a fun time on set, and we got to like kind of recreate something from our childhood, which was like kind of MTV Cribs.
That was fun.
And I feel like the ultimate final result was like felt very reminiscent of that and took you back. And so like I feel like I did my job as a director. The video is cool, the song's cool. It was just a fun shoot day. Some videos you may really like the final result, but it was just an absolute hell. Just from pre-production to the day to just everything. Like the video we did in Jamaica, like although that was like fun, like the back end of
Like
and
post
I like
hell.
the final result, but like the for PopCon or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
but like the back end of that was just absolute hell. And so like it's hard for me to look at that as like one of like, even if I did like it as my favorite video ever, it would be hard to be like, oh yeah, that was my favorite, because there's kind of just like a negative connotation to the back end experience on it. But yeah, I don't know, probably the Money Now video is one of my favorites.
So if that's your favorite, I'm trying to think of
There's
like,
so many, to be
dude, I
honest.
know. I think one just because like something really bizarre happened on this set. It was an overnight shoot in the middle of the desert, and we were filming goats. And it was I was Steadicam mopping for a buddy of mine. I'll just leave his name out of this. And we're like, I'm literally at midnight with a little intercom on, and they didn't have like scissor lifts and stuff. They just did a light on a drone. So the drone literally had a light, and it could only fly for like 8 or 10 minutes. And then the dude had to like land it and switch
Yeah.
the battery. But instead of there being a camera on the drone, when he panned it, you could like pan a light. And it was cool. I'm like moving in on this goat and this like searchlight, UFO lights lighting it and stuff. But that's the only light they rented. They put all their money on this like UFO kind of drone thing. And I'm on the intercom where the director and the DP and the drone guy are like, yo, like, gonna need to land in a moment, like, you know, the battery's running low. And I just remember, like, I don't know if it was the director or DP, they're like, no, we're gonna go one more take. And I'm just like operating, I'm filming the artist, there's dust, there's goats, it's midnight. And the drone guy's like, yo, I really need to land this thing. And he's like, nah, man, the song's almost over. All of a sudden the light goes out and the drone just, it's pitch black now, lands like probably like from here to this camera right in front of me. And it's just one of those like heavy lift drones, and just a plume of dust, and that thing was way up in the sky.
Oh
And it like
my
luckily didn't hit a goat,
gosh.
myself, or anybody. But then the shoot was just over at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
But it was
done.
just like, did a drone just almost land on me? You
Oh
know?
my-
And I just went home. It was just like that was. I mean, relatively was like pretty cool for me because I guess I got my full rate and I didn't die. But it was just like, I mean, that's where I kind of love about music videos, because it's like, when else is something so bizarre like that gonna happen? When are you
Yeah.
gonna be filming goats at midnight where a drone almost kills you? I mean, only on a music video, right?
True. Yeah, I mean,
So
I feel like that's a great way to wrap it up and end it. Yeah. So I mean, going back to what do you guys think? Do you guys still watch music videos? As well as like, what are your guys' thoughts in moving forward? 2025 and beyond. Are music videos dead? Do they still have legs in life? Yeah, would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and make sure if you're not subscribed on YouTube that you subscribe. So you don't miss a future episode. And then, yeah, in terms of the pod stuff,
yeah,
like,
just appreciate you guys, tuning in, listening, watching, and yeah, this has been No Late Fees. Peace.